Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Justin, and this is my bitch here, but better half, Jocelyn. Today, we're going to finally talk to you about something that we mentioned in a couple of our videos that we feel that it needs to be said. All right, make sure you stick around to the end of the video because we're going to explain some reasons why things are the way they are.
So you may have heard us say, it's your life, live it the way you want to. But what does that mean? To hear it said, it sounds really self-explanatory, easy to understand, but it's not. And it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's a huge part of why there's so much rampant depression in our nation.
Yeah, I think about 25 million Americans
are on some sort of mood enhancer or antidepressant.
It almost seems like it'd be more than that, doesn't it?
I think that's a pretty huge number. That's a lot of people. So why is it that so many Americans are on some kind of antidepressant or anxiety reliever? Well, from the minute we're born, we have people surrounding us that are all too happy to tell us who we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to live, what we're supposed to do, and they have our lives mapped out for us. So we spend our lives trying to make everybody else happy and trying to live up to everybody else's expectations of who we're supposed to be and how our life is supposed to go. It's unfair to us because we forget, we don't even consider the idea that we're supposed to make ourselves happy first, and we're supposed to live for ourselves. We are under no obligation to make anybody else happy.
It's not like we're saying, oh, you have this one or two people that are telling you to do this thing. We're just saying in general. Okay, so you have to do the best you can, make the most money you can. You need to plan for your retirement and all that, which, okay, that's all good, but I mean, maybe you don't need to do all those things,
Maybe those things are not for you. And you want to spend your life traveling, experiencing new cultures and experiencing different people and seeing the world. But you have this little voice inside your head saying, well, that's not what I'm supposed to do. That's not what I was told to do. So you struggle and you aren't sure which way you're supposed to go. A lot of people look at this and go, well, that's just selfish. It's selfish to, not try to make other people happy, or it's selfish to think like that. But it's really not, because if you are not happy, your life is going to be miserable.
You cannot live your life trying to make other people happy. You have to live your life for you, what makes you happy. You can't worry about anybody else. And it's tough because you're trying to live up to some expectation that was set in your head, whether consciously or subconsciously. There's like 5 to 7 things you should never let control your life. And making other people happy is one of them. And we'll get more into that maybe in a different video.
Only you know what your life should look like if you want to be happy and feel fulfilled in yourself and at peace with your lifestyle. A big one that is pushed on people is you've got to go to college and you've got to have this corporate job and make this much money and drive this nice car. But for a lot of people, that's just not what it is that's going to do it for them. For us personally, me, I want to live on a houseboat in the middle of the ocean. So when I get sick of being somewhere, I could just pick up, set sail for somewhere else.
I'd be happy just living out in the middle of the woods,
Mm-hmm.
no electricity, have to create my own water source, grow my own food, basically live off the grid and be self-sufficient. That's something that I would like to do. But I want to touch base on what she said about, everyone's like, oh, you need to go to college. You need to go to college. Look, college is great. If you really are dead set on doing something. But I mean, most people end up going to school for something that they don't even end up using their degree for anyway. I've dropped out of college twice now. Back almost 15 years ago, I started to go to college for business administration, and I was doing good. I liked it, but ended up dropping out because it just wasn't me. About 8-9 years later, I went back. I actually transferred those credits to computer information systems, but school just is not for me. So I've actually kind of been beating myself up ever since, like, oh man, I need to finish that degree. But you know what? I really don't, because it's not what I want to do.
Okay, so how do you get to the point where you understand what it is that you need to be happy and fulfilled in your life? And for many people, us included, it takes a lot of soul searching and inward reflection to figure out where you want to be, what you want to be doing, and how you want your life to look.
You really need to know yourself, so you have to dig deep. You need to get to know yourself, and sometimes that takes you got to separate. I know a lot of people don't like to be alone, but you need to take some time. And I mean, sometimes it might even mean distancing yourself from loved ones. And I know that's hard. That's hard for a lot of people, but sometimes the ones that are closest to us are the ones that are doing us the most harm, so to speak. You know what I mean? And maybe not even intentionally.
Most of the time, not intentionally. Most of what they say and do to try to guide you or make you who they want you to be comes from a place of love, and they don't understand that it may be doing you more harm than good. They don't understand that it may be leading you into an unfulfilling, unhappy life. They're not trying to do it. It's just part of the human condition these days,
Yeah, that's because it's what's been programmed into them, the way to be, the way. And I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it's the system. You know what I mean? It's the system to keep society running, to keep the economy running, to keep everything. It's just the way life has been for many years now. So that's how it goes. It trickles down.
In your searching yourself, you may find that 9-to-5 corporate position you've been chasing isn't what you really want.
Yeah, this is going to be different for everybody. It's going to be different for different life stages, different ages, different demographics, right. Different whatever. It's going to be different for everybody. Might be, like she said, you don't want the 9-to-5, or it might be that college isn't right for you. Maybe you want to take on a trade, or maybe you want to be an entrepreneur, or
maybe you want to just be a freelance travel blogger. You'll find out who the people are that belong in your life and who you need to let go of. There'll be a learning experience. Many people will tell you they just want you to be happy, but they just want you to be happy as long as you're doing what they think you should be doing. And, the saying is misery loves company, and that is such a true statement. So they're not going to understand why you're suddenly, breaking free of the mold. They're not going to get it. And that's okay. They don't have to. You're the only one who needs to understand what you're doing and why. It's all about you. Like this entire thing is all about you finding your happiness and your bliss.
You need to get to know yourself. I mean, that's what it is. Getting to know yourself.
And it's up to you whether or not you want to try to explain your journey to the people around you. But understand that there will be naysayers. There always are. And you cannot worry about the naysayers. You cannot worry about that, because then you'll just fall right back into the trap of trying to please other people.
Right.
So you've got to let that go. When they start hating and saying, well, that's never going to work, and why would you want to do that? Break free of that shit.
Right. Naysayers, and that's in many forms too. It could be as simple as, oh, that's going to be a lot of work. That's going to be hard. And it just kind of puts that seed into your head. And you're like, man, it is. Like, that's a naysayer. I mean, even your best friend who doesn't hate on you at all could be a naysayer, really, if you let him. So you're always going to have naysayers. You're always going to have haters. Like, you're always going to have, little voices in the back of your head, your own mind. That's everybody's worst enemy, is your own mind, because no matter what, you're always going to throw up roadblocks about it too. And when you get thoughts like that, you need to just put them out of your head. That's it. I mean, that simple. Stop thinking about it. Be like, oh, this is not a thought that I should be thinking. Like, this is not good for me. Just stop it.
This is where your mental strength is going to come in.
Right.
And your emotional maturity comes into play. You have to be strong enough to say to yourself that you're not going to hear that shit. You're doing this for you and not anybody else.
Right.
And, just keep moving. Just keep going. Keep working toward your goal.
That's right. That's right. That's right. If there's something you want to do, go for it. If you truly want to do it, go for it, and don't stop until you get it.
We just want to know what you do to make yourself happy. Put it in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you and engage with you through the comments. So let us know how you have created your own happiness, or what you're doing to start your happiness journey.
If you have any questions, we'd be happy to help too. I mean, we're not psychologists or experts on the matter, but we've been through this. Even though we're both only in our late 20s, but we've both been through a lot. So we'd be happy to answer and give advice best we can. So feel free to ask.
This is an ongoing thing. This is not a journey that you start and it stops when you reach your happiness. It's something that you have to continually work toward. So every day, you wake up and say, today I'm going to be fucking awesome and I'm going to find my happy. It's a daily search.
Take a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of time. But the best time to start is now. Like, sooner you start, that's the first step. The first step is always the hardest. So, and that's basically is just start thinking, really thinking deep. We're going to get into some reasons why things are the way they are. And that's basically, it's just society. It's the system to keep society running, to keep the economy running. And I'm not saying there's any specific plan out there on a piece of paper, like, oh, this is how we're gonna, but it's just the way that things are, because society needs to keep running. And you're gonna have a lot of people telling you things, like we've already said, and that's gonna include teachers, it's gonna include parents, it's gonna include friends, because that's what their parents tell them. It's going to be your priest or your shaman, or whatever it may be, but you're just going to have the chatter. The chatter is going to be everywhere, so.
And it's always going to be there. Right. You just need to learn how to shut it out.
That's right. The people who end up doing the best in life are the ones who can see through the noise.
Right.
And that's what that means. Like,
Right.
think for yourself. That's it.
Don't be a sheep.
Right.
So we want to thank you for spending your time with us today. We appreciate it very much. We acknowledge that time is valuable. There's very little of it.
So, like we said, if you have any comments or questions, we'd be happy to help, happy to hear from you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, like it, dislike it, whatever you want. Don't matter to us. We'll see you again soon, and we're going to dig deeper into this also in future videos. So, keep an eye out for that. All right, everybody. See you next time.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, it's your life.
So live it the way you want to.
That's right. Whatever it is that's going to make you happy, do that. Do it a lot. Just be happy. Live your life the way you want to live it.
That's right.
Hi, Maxie.
Hey, everybody. Good.
Trying to adjust my shirt, make it look even on both sides.
Because you will be able to.
That got you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
What the fuck? Oh, it's opposite.
Yeah. That's good.